The Fort Wayne Center for Learning is an academy that does much more than just teach kids how to read, write, and do math. They also help them learn how to learn. And here to break it all down is Lori Lehman, who is their director, their executive director, and Sammi Kugler, who is their director of instruction. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Yes. So right now is a really great time for people to learn about your organization because though you've been around, you are doing open enrollment for the summer. So let's start off, Lori. Just give us an overview about the Center of Learning.
Sure. So we were established 20 years ago. We've been in this community for the last 2 decades serving families. And to kind of break it down, any student that's struggling for any reason, we teach the basics in a way that makes sense to them. So we individualize all of the instruction so that it's exactly what that student needs. And because of it, they've been able to, historically our students are able to make huge progress over a short period of time.
That's so great and an interesting approach because this does not replace schools, right? This is like a tutorial experience that they have in addition to their regular learning and curriculum, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we consider our programs to be remedial in nature. So any student that comes in will start with an academic assessment to see kind of where their strengths and weaknesses lie, and then we'll kind of tailor the programming specifically to their needs, but it does not take the place of normal school. We are here simply to fill in the gaps so that they can return to a normal classroom and function at a level that we would expect them to.
Right. And so, Sammi, as the director of instruction, you actually get to work with all the programs. So can you kind of break down each of them for us?
Yeah, so our most common form of programming that we recommend is the intensive programs, and that's the remedial programs to get students caught up to grade level expectations. Our most popular program is the reading program, and the thing that sets our program apart from other maybe more traditional approaches to reading instruction is the aspect of imagery. So a lot of our students that struggle with reading, a lot of them have what I like to call dyslexic tendencies. So they might struggle with reversing some letters or witnessing letters move around on the page in front of them, which makes reading and spelling incredibly difficult. So I've actually brought a little demonstration just to kind of show you. This isn't a trick, I promise. So I'm going to hold this up.
Okay.
What is this?
A pen.
Okay, great. Now what if I hold it this way?
A pen.
Yes. This way.
A pen.
Still a pen. Okay. Now what if I hold up something like this?
B.
It is a B, but what if I hold it this way?
D.
It's a D. And what if I flip it this way?
Q.
And this way.
P.
So letters can be very tricky for a lot of our students. So what we do is we take it down to the very basics. We get them seeing the letters in their imagination so that they can use that knowledge later to spell more challenging words. I empathize with my students all the time that there are a lot of words in the English language that just don't make a lot of sense, and you kind of just have to hold those letters in your imagination and know how to spell them, and we teach them how to do that.
Yeah, that's really great. Really great. And so, Lori, who is this program for? Who's your target audience, and how do they qualify?
So we work with any school-age student from typically around first grade up through high school. And it's really anybody. You do not have to have a diagnosis. You do not have to have a history of dyslexia or any other learning disorder. It's literally for anyone that is struggling in school. And some of the programs might be short if the student just needs a little help. Sometimes for those students that need a lot more help, it'll be longer instruction.
Okay, so it's a custom curriculum.
Absolutely. Everything is tailored to the student.
Oh, good. That's awesome. And what's the setting and environment like? Is this a group class? Is it individual training or teaching?
Yeah, all of our instruction is done one-on-one. So the student works in a classroom in a one-on-one setting with our instructors to get caught up in whichever subject areas they need.
Yeah, okay, great. And so let's talk about the enrollment period that's taking place now, Lori. So talk to me about the process and what should parents really know right now to prepare for the summer?
Absolutely. So every single family that comes to us, we do an assessment with the student. It's an academic assessment that takes 4 hours. That sounds really daunting. I promise it's not scary. We have lots of kids that are smiling after the first hour.
Right.
But what that allows us to do is really see exactly what the student is struggling with, really pinpoint the difficulties, and then Sammi makes her recommendation on what programs we would recommend based on that assessment.
Okay.
What I love about it is it really allows the parents to understand where their children are struggling the most, and then at the end of instruction, we do a post-assessment, so that, again, allows them to see the progress they've made throughout the program, but also helps us identify if there are any things they're still struggling with that they may need to work on, or maybe just focus on a little bit more.
And so that first step, does that take place before they actually enroll? Is that the preliminary step?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a process, but that's really cool. And so if someone is interested, they should go to your website?
Yep, or you can give us a call. Either way, just reach out. We can get those scheduled fairly quickly right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. And just from both of your experiences with being a part of this organization, just tell me one thing that really stands out to you as you see kids develop and just kind of maybe change into a new person, maybe develop more confidence and leave just more educated.
I love that you use the word confidence, because that is one thing that I notice out of a lot of our students is, yes, they're, from a data standpoint, their reading scores and their math scores and their comprehension scores are improving with us. But what doesn't get portrayed in that data is the confidence aspect. I have a student that's popping into my head right now that she was a first grader, and she was very, very shy coming to us, and she really struggled with reading. And it was almost kind of a task to get her to even talk to us in general. She would whisper and hide, you know, and then, you know, she began working through her programs, the confidence sort of started to appear, and then she was running those sessions.
Okay.
She was telling us, actually, we're supposed to do this next. So just the idea that something as simple as, now I know my letters, I can fit in with my classmates, and the students just truly shine. They do.
Sounds like she found her voice.
She did. She
That's
definitely
lovely.
did.
Yes. Lori?
Yeah, we have a student right now that I was thinking about. Now, as the executive director, I don't always get to work with the students. I'm often, you know, in my office, but I love that they just need somebody to come to sometimes when they accomplish something. And this happened last week. We have a 17-year-old boy. So he's, you know, on the older side of our students. And he was so excited that he read and spelled respectability. And he ran into my office and had to share with me. And I was so proud of him. He was just beaming, and to see a 17-year-old boy beaming with pride, you don't see that every day. It was a great moment.
That's a long word. I mean,
It is.
It is.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for joining me today.
Thank you for having
Yes,
us. We really
absolutely.
appreciate it.
And if you would like more information about the Fort Wayne Center for Learning, we'll have their website listed below. Give them a call, and we'll be right back.